Hi guys, so you are listening into Learn with Sid. This is Sid and we are on session 14 and we're going to be looking at the water cycle today. So I think I'm a minute early, so I'm going to let you guys sign in and log into YouTube and we're going to be looking at the water cycle today. So I thought because it's raining outside, it'd be a great time to actually look at how we get rain, why we get rain, and what happens once it's rained. So we're going to be looking at the water cycle and all the different areas that go in there. So what we're going to be needing for today's session is an A4 white piece of paper. If you've got something bigger, that's going to be brilliant. You're going to need some felt tip pens. So I've got loads over here. I've got loads of felt tips over here. You're going to need a pencil. So grab yourselves a pencil. So my pencil is, where's my pencil? My pencil is somewhere. I've got it here. My pencil is here. You're also going to need a pair of scissors. So I've got a pair of scissors. And finally, you're going to be needing a large plate or something large and circular that you can draw around. Now, if you don't have anything large or circular, I'm going to show you another technique to draw a circle, but that always doesn't work. So if you've got a plate, it's going to be a lot better. So people are signing in. We've got, hi, can I have your messenger number? If you send me an email, there's an email address in my main YouTube channel, which is workshop@femtinos.com. And then you'll be able to send me your images there, or if you want to get hold of my number or my Facebook details, you can reach me out on there. So we're going to get started. So I'm going to share with you my screen. Okay, so I've got this piece of paper in front of me. Now, I don't have a large object to draw around, so I'm going to show you a different technique that you guys can use to draw a circle. So don't worry if you don't have a large plate. So I've got a pencil here, so always use a pencil, and I'm going to use, I don't have a compass at home, so I'm going to use my wrist as a pivot point, and I'm going to just watch this carefully. So I'm going to just record this, so we can share this in a video later on. So if I use this as a pivot point, that's going to go on the paper, and watch, I'm going to put that pencil down and I'm going to twist my paper all the way around, and it's not going to be a perfect circle, but it'll be good enough. Oh, I've gone off the page, slightly too big. Close enough to a circle. So I've lost a bit of the circle at the bottom there, but it's not going to matter too much, okay? So I've got a circle, a rough circle. Let me do it again. I want a circle. Let's do it again. Let's make sure we're going to reach the edges. So I've got the edge over here. Got the edge. Yeah, that's going to work. So I'm going to turn that around. This is how I used to make circles when I didn't have a compass at home. It's really cool. And it works if you use your wrist as your pivot point. It'll be slightly out at the end, but that's good enough. Look at that. I've got an almost perfect circle there. We've got, hi, it's Anaya's first lesson with you. Hi, Anaya. It's good to have you on board. So we are drawing a big circle on our piece of paper, okay? And if you've got a plate, that's going to be a lot better. But if you don't, you can use your pivot, your wrist as a pivot point and draw a circle. Right, so I've got a big circle there. We're going to add some color over that circle so you guys can see. So I've got a black felt tip. And I'm just going to go over that circle now, and I'm going to draw a black line to represent the outline of that. Okay, so all the way around, all the way around. Now we're going to be learning about the water cycle. We're going to learn about where the rain comes from, how the clouds are formed, and what happens to the rain after it falls to the ground. So let's do this. And I want you guys to submit your images in once you're done. Right, so we're going to start off, and let's start off with rain, okay? Because it's raining now at the moment. So I'm going to grab some blue colours. Don't seem to have a light blue, but I've got a light, that's not a blue, I've got a grey. So first of all, I'm going to draw some clouds here, okay? I'm going to draw some clouds. I'll draw a blue cloud as well. So I've got a couple of clouds here, and it's raining at this point. So we're going to draw rain coming down. Okay, so there's lots of rain. Now, the scientific word for rain, now you could just put rain down there, but if we want to be really sciencey, and this is where my spelling gets put to the test, we're going to write precipitation, okay? So I'm going to check how to spell this because I don't know. Precipitation. Oh, I've missed one out. There's meant to be a T here. My spelling is awful. T-I. I've really messed that up. Okay, I've got a bit of sticker, so I'm going to cover that up because that looks really bad there. You're not going to be able to read it. Now I'm going to put a little sticker up. You guys could probably do better than me with the spelling. Don't make the same mistake. Okay, so let's see if I can put that sticker on. Perfect. Okay, let's try it again. Precipitation. Got there finally. If you want to put rain, you can put rain down. So I've got these clouds. I'm going to color in these clouds, make them fluffy. This is a rain cloud, so it's going to be gray cloud. You can color this in and make it look really nice and cool. Okay, so this is my precipitation. Precipitation is another fancy word for rain. So we've got lots of rain coming down here. Okay, let's get that slightly darker. Now, what's going to happen after the rain? Well, the rain is it's raining at the moment, or it has rained this morning. So we're going to see what happens next. Now, this rain falls onto a surface. So I'm going to draw here some land. Okay, so we've got some land over here. We might have some grass over here. And this rain is going to fall on the grass or on the ground. Okay, so the rain's falling and it's going to run off. What do we mean by run off? It just gathers and it flows into the rivers and the seas. Okay, so we're going to write here runoff, surface runoff. We're right over here. Surface. This pen doesn't work. Felt pen doesn't work. Surface run off. Okay, so that's coming off the ground and it's going to go into rivers and lakes and other places. So that's the surf from the surface. Okay, it's not going into, it's going across. So you can see it's running off here. There, I can draw a little arrow if you want. Okay, so it's going downwards, it's going off the surface. So we've got Sadia saying hi, we've got Rubab saying hi. So we've got this coming off. Okay, next what we've got is infiltration. Oh no, another big word. I'm probably going to make a mistake again. So infiltration, it means it filters into the ground. It goes into the ground. So what I'm going to be doing for this one is I'm going to draw some land again. But this time, my water is going to go into the soil. Okay, and this is infiltration. And let me just color in that first. All of this is going to go brown. And it's going into the ground, into the soil. So remember, when it's going to come off these surfaces, it might not always go into the rivers. It might just go into the bottom bit of the ground and then it filters into the ground. So here we're going to write infiltration, another big word. Infiltration. Going to get better at spelling by the end of this, I think. Now we're going to draw some arrows connecting these up. So I'm going to draw an arrow. And I'm going to give it a little bit of a shadow. Let's draw an arrow and give it a little bit of a shadow. Ooh. And what we can do is we can color these arrows in a bit later. Okay, next, after it's filtered into the ground, okay? Now what's going to happen when it filters into the ground? Now there's going to be plants and there's going to be trees and flowers and grass, and they're going to soak up, their roots are going to soak up that water. Okay, so what's going to happen next is that water is going to end up going into plants, and those plants are going to give off the water into the air, And we call that process transpire, or it's called transpiration. Okay, so the plants transpire. What does that mean? That means the leaves of the plants and the trees and all the other greenery that we see, they give off water. We can breathe out water as well. We're breathing out water vapor. These little plants are also breathing out water vapor. So we're going to be giving this water out into, so the water's come down here, the water's going to go into the roots. So I might want to draw some roots over here. Let's draw some plant roots. Okay, so the water's going to go up the roots and then it's going to be inside the plants. Now, 90% of water is lost through this process in plants, through transpiration. Okay, so let's write that down. Where am I going to write this now? I've run out of space. I'm going to write, let's take a blue, transpiration. Such big words. Ooh, okay, transpiration. Now, if you don't want to write these big words, you can replace them. We could have rain. We could just have water into the ground. We could have water released from the plants. So you could write these in sentences if you prefer. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add another arrow and a shadow there. Okay, and I'm going to color in the ground brown again. You can still see the roots at the bottom there. And I might want to add, let's add some other greenery. I'm going to add some grass and some other greenery. I'm going to make it look really cool. Okay, right, so we've done this bit now. Next, what we're going to do is, now this is now in the air. Okay, so it's going to start to evaporate. So the water, even though it's going to the air, it's going to start to go into a gas now. Okay, so here the water's being released onto the leaves and then it ends up going into the air. So what should we draw in terms of an object? What could we draw in this particular case? Well, we could draw transpiration. This is going into the air, but we could also draw the sea and the rivers. So I'm going to draw a river over here. And evaporation is kind of cool to show on there. So let's see, have I got a lighter blue? I don't seem to have a lighter blue. I'm going to color this in dark blue. And to make it look like an ocean, I'm going to draw a little dolphin coming out of the ocean with a gray. This is probably going to look a lot better, guys. There's my little dolphin. Right, so this water is going to go into the air. This is going to be evaporation. So this is slightly different. This is transpiration when the plants are releasing it. This is evaporation now. So we're going to write here. My blue doesn't work. Evaporation. Is it O? Evapor. I think that's right. I don't know whether there's a U in there. You guys will probably correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so we've got evaporation now. Okay, so the evaporation, I'm going to draw an arrow to show this. I'm going to color that in over here. Okay, so that's my evaporation. So my cycle's nearly done now. So as this water is going into the air, it's going to get higher and higher. And then the water, it's a gas at the moment because it's evaporated. When it evaporates, it's a gas. Okay, when it goes into the air, these gas particles now are going to start to cool. And as it starts to cool, they're going to form clouds. And these clouds are formed when the water condenses. So here, this is condensation. Condensation. So condensation happens if you go to a window and you breathe on that window, you're giving out water vapor. But once it hits that window, it's going to start to turn it back into a liquid. And you see water particles being formed onto the window. That's condensation, when the gas particles are turning back into water. Ooh, I have done my water cycle. So what I'm going to do in the middle is right here. Water cycle. And you can color all of this in, and we're going to use the scissors to cut the circle out. And don't forget to write your name. So I'm going to write here, Sid, hashtag Science with Sid, and submit your images in by 6 o'clock today for a chance for them to be featured in our video. Okay, so I'll be picking the best ones or the really cool looking ones, color yours in, make it look really nice and exciting. I'm going to cut this into a circle. So it looks like a cycle. And I'm going to color in my arrows as well, I think, just to give it a bit of color. So this is my cycle so far. Let's add a bit of color now. I'm going to add a bit of red. Brings out the arrows there. So I'm going to add a bit of red, and make it look really nice and cool. So I'm really looking forward to seeing your water cycles and lots of big words that we've used over here. Okay, so let's go and quickly recap them. So precipitation is the same as rain. We've got surface runoff, infiltration, so it's just going into the surface of the earth. Transpiration, basically the plants are breathing out water vapor. Evaporation, we kind of know this word already, we kind of use it quite a lot. Condensation is when the evaporated droplets of water that are turned into gas have now condensed back into a liquid, and then precipitation is back to rain again. And you can color this in, make it look really nice and cool, submit your entries in. Tomorrow we're going to be moving on to art. So I will be showing you an art technique that we're going to be looking at. If you guys are interested in our regular courses, we're starting science and maths 3 days a week, an hour each, looking at different topics in a lot more detail. The YouTube videos are very quick fire activities that you can do at home. If you want more detail, then get in touch with me. But that is your water cycle, guys. So I'm really looking forward to seeing your water cycles today. Okay? If you run out of paper or space, you might want to just use, instead of using felt tips, you could use pencils, or you might want to work on a bigger piece of paper. So cut them out and stick it on a bigger piece of paper, okay? And see what you guys can create. I'm really looking forward to seeing your photos today because I think they're going to be pretty amazing. So you've been listening into Sid. This is Learn with Sid. Session 14, water cycle. We're going to be doing art tomorrow, so it's going to be session 15. Looking forward to seeing you guys, and I'll see you soon. And remember to submit your entries by 6 p.m. today. Bye, guys.